Good afternoon. Today, Group U6 will be presenting our final project, which is on supply chain management careers and certifications. Together, Justin, I, myself, Ryan, and Jesse all work together to come up with these topics, which are the Association for Supply Chain Management, ASCM, also known as APICS certifications, Lean Six Sigma certifications, PMP certifications, as well as supply chain managers, planners, and analysis. Just a brief overall career fields overview. So for ASCM, an overview of just the organization. Uh, the Association for Supply Chain Management is a nonprofit organization for supply chain professionals. Some of the benefits of the organization include certifications, which I'll go further into depth later on in the slides, the ability to network with peers in the supply chain industry, learning and development, continued, progression throughout your careers. They host events. Particularly, there's a event in about a week on December 6th where they'll be meeting in Jericho. You'll have a dinner and a bar and everything, and you'll be able to just network and kind of meet key players in the field. And they also have reports and career insights that they come out with once a year that kind of just shows the different salary ranges and what to expect in different career fields that you go to. We do have a chapter here on Long Island for the Association for Supply Chain Management, and then the link is below. You can actually get a free membership while you are fully enrolled in a degree accrediting university. So just some of the certifications. We have the CPIM, which is certified in planning and inventory management. This kind of shows a comprehension of your organization's operations through a deep understanding of materials management, master scheduling, forecasting, as well as production planning. We have the CSCP, which is a certified supply chain professional. This is the most comprehensive of their certifications and does have prerequisites before you're able to actually attain this certification. You either need to have one of the other certifications or have completed your undergraduate college degree. This is useful just in general supply chains, demand management, forecasting, sourcing, internal operations and inventory, both forward and reverse logistics, supply chain relationships and their risks, and much, much more. And lastly, we have the CLTD, which is certified in logistics, transportation, and distribution. And this you can use to streamline and optimize your logistics, transportation, and distribution. And this could be useful for anyone, in the logistics field, if you're working in a distribution center, anything involving transportation, but it also includes order, inventory, and warehouse management. So some of the benefits of certification, according to the Association for Supply Chain Management, the certification holders see an increase in salary. So for the certified in planning and inventory management, you can see up to 21%. Certified supply chain professional certificate holders can see up to 41% increases, and certified in logistics, transportation, and distribution can see up to 39% increase. Another benefit, it's going to improve your knowledge. You can be an expert in the field and the certificate you hold, and it helps you distinguish yourself among others in the supply chain community. Some of the drawbacks include the certifications can be quite costly, some of them in the thousands, as well as additional costs either to have an instructor-led course or to go through a self-guided module courses. They can be time consuming, so you'd have to kind of plan accordingly. And if you're doing this in conjunction with a job, it can be quite cumbersome. And then there's also alternative sources of certification, which could be cheaper and also contain some other content. You can kind of see these on Coursera and other course platforms where you can kind of learn the materials for free.
Now I'm going to talk about PMP certifications. It's also known as a Project Management Professional Certification. It is an international certification of project management. It is offered from the Project Management Institute to applicants from around the world. They aim at maintaining the highest level of professional standards. In today's highly competitive market, businesses focus on a more structured approach to stand out among the competitors. This is ideal for people who want to know how to lead diverse projects in any fields, including the supply chain. It provides you many benefits in the career. For example, you can establish credibility, you can have more job opportunities, advanced skills, and you can get better salary too. I'm going to explain how to sign up for a PMPA certification. There are some requirements to sign up depending on the educational background you have. If you have completed high school or an associate degree, you need to have 60 months leading projects and a 35 hours project management education course. Or if you have a bachelor's degree, you only need 36 months leading projects and a 35 hours project management education course. The cost to sign up can vary, so some people just do free PNP certification training, which is mostly for a short time period. But most people take programs which cost you around $300 to $3,000. These programs take a few weeks to months to complete. There will be needed additional time to study for the exam. Once you have passed the PMP exam, you still need to complete a certain level of continuing education to keep your certification active. The renewal cost is $60 for PMI members or $150 for those who are not PMI members. It happens every 3 years for both of them. I already talked about the benefits for the career by having a PMP certification in a previous slide. In this slide, I'm going to talk about how PMP certifications improved the supply chain. I listed some functions that project managers can apply. For example, project scope management, agile scheduling and planning, risk management, business case and financial awareness, resource management, document roles and responsibilities, and communication. These benefits of PNP certification are powerful, and it is definitely beneficial for your career growth and also for the organization to gain a competitive advantage.
So next on the list, we have the Lean Six Sigma. Lean Six Sigma is supply chain. It's a tool organizations use to improve their business performance and capability of business processes. It's also used to help boost productivity and efficiency in business. It contains the Lean system and the Six Sigma, like it's named. Lean is more broad and focuses on eliminating waste and unnecessary activities to maximize process. It also is used to eliminate 8 potential waste that can affect our supply chain, known as downtime. So downtime stands for defect, overproduction, waiting, non-utilized talent, transportation, inventory, motion, and extra processing. Six Sigma, on the other hand, is used to eliminate process variations and errors. So it helps to keep supply chain products away from defects or within acceptable tolerance. Lean Six Sigma certification. This certification follows the DMAC structure, which stands for Define, Measure, Analyze, Improve, and Control. It's used to expand our knowledge of statistics, improve business processes, and enhance your career. For who? So who can take this? This certification can be taken by engineers, process improvement facilitators, and any individuals that hope to enhance their qualifications and effectiveness in their careers. So pretty much for everyone. And this Lean Six Sigma certification has two types of certifications. The first one is primary certifications, and the second one is advanced certifications, which you must complete the primary certifications before you can complete the advanced. And it also requires project completion, unlike the primary, which doesn't require. As you are taking the certifications, it will be certified by the Council for Six Sigma certifications, which abbreviates CSSC, or an CSSC accredited certification provider with an ASQ or IASSC certifications for advanced certifications. So continued, we have 4 categories for primary, which first we have the white belt, which is free for newbies, and its goal is to teach you about the fundamentals of the system, roles and responsibilities, and process improvements through reducing waste. Next on the list, we have yellow belt, which is mainly for people with basic understanding of the system but have never had led a project on their own. And then next on the list is the green belt. It's for first level to senior manager. Its goal is to learn to identify and eliminate defects in processes, also in cross-functional processes, and applying the DMAC approach to business processes. Last on the list is black belt. It's for people with extensive experience in leading process improvements projects. Also, its goal is to learn to run complex business processes and learn how to transform for improvements in business. So to continue, we have the 4 categories for advanced certifications as well. But unlike the primary one, we don't have the yellow belt nor the white belt, and we have 3 black belt here. So we have the green belt level 2, black belt level 2, black belt level 3, and a master black belt. So it's pretty much the same as what I said in the primary certifications, but these advanced certifications requires participants to know more in depth about the Lean Six Sigma system. So that's pretty much the main difference. The benefits for being certified. So of course, first, everyone definitely will look into the salaries when they first think about certifications. So of course, you can see on this chart, as you get certified, your salaries also increases. So if you have a white belt, which is free of charge to take, you have an average salary of 42,000. And as you go down the chart, for our master black belt, you can earn up to 100,000 to 135,000. So this is definitely pros for being certified. And besides from salary, some other benefits of being certified are: 1, you can be applied to various industries when you get certified for this Lean Six Sigma system, and 2, you can achieve high customer satisfaction. 3, you can guide your organization to reduce errors and defects. 4, to improve business processes. 5, to ensure your organization adheres to industry and government standards. 6, to maximize utilization of resources. 7, stands out from others. 8, you can take leadership roles. 9, you can differentiate your organization from competitors. So these benefits both the individuals that's being certified and the business that utilizes Lean Six Sigma for their employees in multiple ways, such as these that I just said. So some pullbacks were being certified. Besides the pros, now we have some cons. So on the left, we have the certification exam price. So as you can see, our primary certifications, white belt is free again, and then yellow belt, it can cost up to $99, green belt up to $159, and black belt $229. And on the bottom, we have the advanced certifications, which, as you can see, it can cost way more than the primary. It can cost from anywhere up to from 300 to over maybe 1,000. So now, as mentioned, it's very costly. So the cons is definitely for that it's too expensive for both the employees and the businesses that want their employees to be certified. In addition, most businesses cannot afford the cost for business implementation of such Lean Six Sigma system in their business. In addition, it's also very time consuming, especially for the advanced certifications. As you can see, you need a project completion. So it can cost a ton of time for you to be certified and then to complete your own project.
So to start off supply chain management careers, there are many different careers that people can partake in supply chain management. A few examples are purchasing agent, logistics, operation manager, and planning clerk are just some of the many jobs available in the supply chain management field. These are jobs that are needed to deal with a wide variety of supply chain issues such as quality control, inventory management, logistics, and etc. These jobs are very needed for companies that need supply chains to be changed based on new changes in worldwide markets. For example, if an incident happens at a factory overseas, they need to make sure that they can get the product either from another source or they can figure out a way to get the product out of that uh, foreign country. Also, salaries can start off or depend on job experience and position. So a few examples are production clerk can have an average starting salary of $48,000, and a logistic analyst can have an average starting salary of $77,000. Again, uh, starting salaries can vary based on your job experience and position, but it also can change based on your standing. So if you graduate from college with a lot of experience working in internships and a lot of recommendations, companies might be very, very happy to have you on board and will start you at a higher salary than normal. So the importance of supply chain management. So why do companies need supply chain management? Companies need supply chain management because they need ways of collecting resources, shipping out products, receiving products, and maintaining their supply chains. They need these supply chains to make sure that they have items going to where they need to go, and they have items coming in that they need for manufacturing or anything else that they need. So if any issues occur during these supply chains, companies are looking at losses of product, they're looking at losses of money and customer interest. And if they lose customer interest, they might lose public opinion on them, which can turn negative because they have a reputation of not fulfilling their promises. So supply chain management upgrades. As companies make changes to their infrastructure, supply chains become even more complex, which require more help. This opens the door for more people to get hired with these processes, which will be covered in the next slide. So why would you even consider a supply chain management job or opportunity? So over the years, supply chain management has increased and is a very expanding industry as supply chain, as I said in the previous slide, supply chain industry is always expanding to adjust to new trends and demands. There's always a need for people to bring a new perspective to create new resilient supply chains that can adjust to sudden change. A prime example of this is when the pandemic hit, many supply chains were negatively affected due to protocols that were placed on shipping lanes worldwide, and people were not able to get the products that they needed, and products were not being manufactured or stocked up to par due to these delays. Companies have always been in need of new and different supply chains so that they can overcome these COVID-19 disruptions.